Welcome back! My name is Baller Scuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1982, and we are still in Ultima II. Now, before we get started back in Ultima II, let's talk about what happened last time. And I found some issues. Last time we were trying to kind of roam around the universe, trying to roam around at least the solar system, and the game wasn't really letting us do that. What ended up happening is a well-known bug. When they moved the game from the original Apple II version to this version, somebody made a copy of the original version and pasted it basically onto this version and forgot to put some of the maps on there. So the maps that we keep on, well, the planets, I should say, that we keep going to that keep looking like Earth, that's because that one person forgot to copy them over. The good news is we can still beat the game without it. Other good news, this was a well-known bug and was fixed in 1997. The bad news is that the patch that was released by fans in 1997 don't want to work on my computer. I think it has to do with the fact that it's from 1997. That's over 20 years ago. The computer doesn't want to run things properly for that, and I can't get it to work. So I've done some work, and unfortunately I have nothing to show for it. So what I am going to do is I am going to put at least a picture here of what the map looks like. There'll be some colors on it that we wouldn't normally see in this version of the game, but at least we'll get something. So here is a map of Venus. I believe that was the first one that we could not get any sort of landing on. That is, that's covered in swampland. There's not much there for us, but it is there, and there's nothing else. The next one that we couldn't find is Mars. Now, Mars, unfortunately, does have a town that we can go to. Here's a map of Mars. There is, you can land just in a couple spots, but there is a town there called Town Mary, and Town Mary doesn't have anything particularly special about it. You can buy weapons, you can buy armor, you can go to the pub, and you can get transport. But outside of that, nobody really says anything important there. So those are the two that we tried and failed to get to. We're going to keep going through the solar system today, and should it not work, I will try to explain what's in it and show pictures, and that's pretty much all that I can do in the version that I have, unfortunately. But if you were to play this version, you'll have the same issue. As you can see, I gave myself more trilithiums simply because I wasted a few trying to get a lot of this done, so I just kind of gave myself more to make this all work. So let's go ahead and launch the spaceship. And we will go back into hyperwarp. We're orbiting Earth right now. Where we want to go is Jupiter. 134 are the coordinates for Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is supposed to be the one with the most stuff on it. This is, of the optional planets, the one that you probably want to go to the most. So hopefully we get to land here. I'm told that the problem is mostly on the inner planets, but I've been lied to a lot, and I've been lied to again. So let's go ahead and land that in North America. And all right, so here's a map of Jupiter. There's only a few spots you can land, unfortunately, but there is a town that's probably the most important thing. It's called Izod Preppies, and here's a picture of Izod Preppies. You can do a little bit more there, but most importantly, you can meet a character named Dupree there. I don't believe he was in the original version of the game, but at this point, I'm not willing to trust any of the sources that I can see, so I don't believe so. I think that was added later, but Dupree doesn't seem to say much that is important even in this version. So Jupiter, the one I really wanted to go to, unfortunately, there's not much for me to do. All right, so let's launch again, and we will head to the next planet. Hopefully we can see something nice there. We'll go ahead and, it doesn't matter, hyperspace our way to 285. And that's going to take us to, you guessed it, Saturn. No surprises, I'm doing this in order. It's going to take a while for it to realize what I wanted it to do. But the manual does say that Saturn is a lifeless planet. There is nothing for us there, but we're going to check anyway. And this one actually is Saturn. Let me find a good spot to land here. I don't trust you. There is good. All right, so let's view, and here is the map of Saturn. Nothing to do here. It's a large grassy continent, a little bit easier to land because there's a few open spots, but there's nothing actually to do here. So let's go ahead and launch again. And this time we're going to go to a well-known joke planet, at least in English. We are going to go to 946. Now, when I was growing up, this was called Uranus. I am told that it is called Uranus now. I think to try to make people make less jokes about Uranus. But Uranus isn't all that much better if we're being honest. But we're going to head to Uranus, and we're going to land, and it is actually a planet here. There's good. Let's go ahead and view. There we can see Uranus. I should point out that not all of these are historically accurate or scientifically accurate. We would never be able to land on Jupiter or Saturn. They're gas giants. I believe Uranus is also doesn't have any land to actually land on. I could be wrong about that one. I believe Uranus is, though. I think it's just a big ball of gas. There is something here for us to see. There is a town by the name of New Jester. There's also a time signpost in case you want to know what year you're in, but that hasn't changed even in hyperspace. The town is named New Jester, and here's a picture of that town. We're not going to go there. It's not necessarily worth our time, but it's worth talking about because there is an issue there. When you go to New Jester, there are 20 jesters that can move. There's more jesters than that, but there's 20 that can move. And they will try to surround you as the player. And when that happens, you can get stuck. So if you don't have those coins to rub to make everything freeze, you can get surrounded and then you have to fight your way out. As soon as you start fighting, though, they all start going for you. So it's something that is available for you to try should you want, but there's a lot of little traps like that in this game. That's basically my main point. Let's go ahead and launch again. This time we are going to go to the last official planet that is still a planet. Of course, that was not the case at the time. We're going to go to 405, and that will take us to Neptune. Neptune, if memory serves me right, more often than not is the furthest planet, even at the time, from the sun. It moves real. It is real big, real slow. Of course, all of these named after Roman gods. Let's go ahead and land. And yeah, any time is fine. This is the map of Neptune. There's not a lot going on here. There is a village. Can we go to the village? Let's go to the village. I probably should have landed closer to it, but we got stuff. I don't know where I landed. Is one of the problems. I should probably head back here. There are people here. There are enemies. It's probably not a good idea for me to wander around aimlessly because it is just a giant grassland with something in the middle. We could spend all day trying to find that. So it's probably best if I just kind of talk about it. It's called Computer Camp. Here the guards are replaced by fighters. Here's a little picture of it. There are some interesting things there, but overall nothing that is super important, super relevant. And it's not, none of this is necessarily worth my time to try to go and explore, but I did want to show off at least the other planets a little bit. So let's go to the final, still a planet in 1982. Let's go to let's hit the button, 014, and we're going to go to Pluto. Now, Pluto is no longer considered a planet. It's considered a dwarf planet, and the reason for that is not because of its size, although its size is kind of an issue. It's because it didn't clear out its orbit. There's other things orbiting around it, and therefore it is not considered a planet. That is the main reason for that. Let's go ahead and land, and we did actually make it to Pluto. I'm not... Ooh, they're making this very difficult for me. Very difficult. Baller Scuba is dead. Hooray! Thought I could land there. All right, let me reload, and we will head straight for Pluto next time. I will be right back. Fun stuff. All right, I've reloaded my save. I do have backups upon backups at this point. We're back on board the ship. Let's go ahead and launch, and we will head straight for Pluto, and we'll try to land again. All right, hyper warp 1014. Let's go. Because Pluto does have some interesting stuff on it. Should be the smallest of the planets. It's very small. If memory serves me right, it's smaller than the moon. It's not a big place. At least in the real world. That doesn't mean much for this. Okay, let's try again. No. There we go. All right, we landed that. So this is Pluto. There's actually a couple things here. There are two villages. There is Town Mackler. There's not a lot going on there. You can learn some information in Town Mackler, but it's all stuff that you can get somewhere else. There's also Thomasville. Now, Thomasville is featured here, but it is not in the Commodore 64 version if you're playing that game. That's because the village does have references to the magazine Soft Talk, which was about the Apple II. So the Commodore 64 decided not to bring that into it. There's also a dungeon that is available here, but as you might have seen, getting around here is difficult. There's so many mountain ranges that it's difficult to try to find a spot to land and all that kind of stuff. So that is the universe kind of explored, or at least the solar system kind of explored. Let's go ahead and launch, and we will go back where we're supposed to go, which would be back to Earth, which is 666. Obviously a reference to the Mark of the Beast. At least I think it is, although I can't see any confirmation of that. It seems pretty clear to me that is the reference that they're going for. All right, so we can make it back to 2112 at this point, and we'll go ahead and land. I should have a plane around here, right? A plane? I'm not seeing my plane anywhere, and that's a little concerning. All right, let's get out. Where is my plane? Do I need to get a new plane? Do you know how hard it is to get a plane? We're going to have to wait here, I think, and just wait for that time door to come back. There we go. This will take us back to 1990 AD. And we should be able to go to New San Antonio from here. I shouldn't necessarily need the plane. Go ahead and fight you. Hey, I figured for sure you would run. Take out you. Like I said, I should have pretty clear access to New San Antonio. which is what I need to do. There is my ship, but I don't know where my plane is. All right, so let's go ahead and enter, and we can move on with the plot. So remember that we had to get the blessing of Father Antos. We got that. He's just on Planet X. We've been doing a lot of optional stuff to try to show off the game as best as I can, but there's programming issues everywhere in this game that's preventing me from actually doing it. All right, we need to go to the north portion of town. I don't remember if he is on the left or the right. We can always get another plane while we're here as well. Northern portion of town. We have Iolo and Gwen. I believe we are fine with them. Town's big. Town is just very, very big around here. I don't think it was on the right side, but we'll check. That's the armory. And we have the prison. Why not unlock this? I have so many keys. There we go. He's under a tree. That's what it says. It doesn't say a tree or anything like that. It says a tree. And this is the person that we're looking for. The old man mumbles, "I'm an old man." You know what you do with old men? You offer them money. You offer them 500 gold and the ring is yours. We now have ring. It just says ring. Rings 1. It is the magic ring. This is what we needed. We are actually ready to go at this point. We are like basically done. We got all the things that we needed. We have everything set up that the way that we want. I could use more food, but honestly, we're not going to be doing a lot that requires that. So let's go ahead and steal another plane, because I don't know where my plane is at this point, and to be honest, I don't care all that much. I think I left it in 2112 somewhere. But it doesn't really matter. It's not difficult for me to get a plane once I can make it to San Antonio, New San Antonio. But if you're in a spot where you don't have access to New San Antonio, getting a plane's not the easiest thing in the world. You can be in 2112 as well, but those are your options. All right, so let's go ahead and board and launch. And launch again. We're going to head for Australia. There. Fly right into it. Do you remember this place? You might not. This is the Time of Legends. This is the map for it. We had a little bit of a glimpse into that before, but I decided, not to do much here. This is technically another dimension, but we don't necessarily need to talk too much about that. We can just kind of head in and kind of hope for the best here. Let's go ahead and get out of this, and then we can launch, and I can go right past all of you. Yeah, as long as you're in the plane, you can kind of bypass all these enemies that are in your way. There are a lot of them. Magic missile. Exit. Come on, legs paralyzed. Can I get past it? Sleep spell. Saved by idle. And I can head in. And I have now bypassed all of that. So that's the way to deal with it. You can fight them if you want, but then you're going to be low on HP, so I wouldn't recommend it. Let's stop before it keeps going a little bit too much here. So we have made it now to Shadowguard Castle. That is the important thing. We need to try to do what we can to try to get out of everything here. and try to find Minax. Minax is actually waiting for us in this castle. So there are a couple people that we can talk to. None of them say anything all that important. In the southeast portion of the castle, there is a person in the morgue, as it turns out. His name is Homer the salesman. He asks, do you want some life insurance? In the northwest part, in a couple prison cells, there are two characters. One is David Alpert, I have done a bad thing, and a she creature, take me, I am yours. I have no comment on that last one. All right, so where we're trying to go is actually to Minax in the northeast corner. I'm paralyzed. Excuse me. There we go. The ring protects from the field. And we've made it through. Notice how they're not going for me here. So, there are a couple enemies that will come for me. And we need to do what we can to try to get around them. So here is the morgue that we were talking about. I can try to talk to Homer, and I don't think it's going to be too bad. But we did already say what he said. There we go. He wants some life insurance. I don't think there's a point in going in and unleashing the prison cells, to be honest. So we're going to head out. This is it. This is the big bad thing. Let's see. This is the torture chamber. Let's pause here a little bit, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to trap these people so I don't necessarily have to fight them. It's getting a little difficult to try to do that. So what we're going to do is go way over here and hit N for negate. And we will trap them, unless they paralyze me, in there. Okay, so now we should be good. We have made it past them. I'm down to 9,200 HP, though. Like, already things are not going well for me. Let's keep going. We don't have too much time to explore, because there's so many enemies that will come for me if if I don't motor here. So we can go in through here because of the ring. Now we are, I believe, very close. Let's head this way. There is Minax. There are two Balrons here. One of these Balrons is invincible. I believe that my coin was saving me a little bit there. No, they're still not moving. All right, let's rub a coin. And she's gone. That's it? No, that is not it. She has teleported to another chamber, which is the problem. So we need to go find her. Yeah, it would have been super anticlimactic if that was it, right? All right, now we have the Balron chasing us again. Can I get away from you? Are you invulnerable? Jeez. And I'm asleep. And I'm still asleep. Are you kidding me? Come on now. Let's not do this. Like, I'm not doing anything. I rubbed a coin. Can I go now? Okay, I got away eventually, but only by rubbing the coin. I believe that she has gone over here, but I could be mistaken. There's a couple places where she can go. I think it's over here. No, she's gone down to the southwestern part. So we'll go this way. We're down to 7,400, but I got a hit in, and the Balrons are not chasing me anymore. Might try to trap them in the apothecary or the torture chamber. Oh, well. Can I go this way? Just don't put me to sleep. That's what I was talking about. Oh, come on. I'm trying to trap him here. I need to keep going. This is so annoying. Are you done? Are you done? All right, I rubbed a coin. All right, now if I go around this way, I'm down to 4,200 already. Okay, I shouldn't need to deal with that anymore. They should be kind of trapped there. So let's go through here. And we'll attempt to fight Minax again. There she is. Die, fool. She's gone. All right. It does hit me for 100 every time she does hit me, but that's all right. I might as well fight you. You're just going to be a hassle. Arms paralyzed isn't too bad right now. Attack. Then I'm going to go. Are you kidding me? There we go. Down you go. That was way too much work. All right, we got 3,200 HP. If he's not going to hit me, I might as well kill him. All right, down he goes. Might have lost too much HP doing this. But now we have to go back and fight Minax over here. I don't think the other Balron is still loose, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, the other Balron's still there. That is the invulnerable one. All right. I'm just going to avoid him for now because I can't really lure him the way that I want. All right, Minax is there waiting for us. And she's gone again. I can only take a couple more of these. But I think that we can deal with this eventually. The problem is the eventually part. And this is how you do it. Like, you try to trap the enemies, you go around, you go back and forth, you hit her once, you try to get in range. Hopefully you don't take too much damage around the side trying to do it. But I might have to try this again because it's difficult because of all the stuff that you had to deal with in order to get here. I might have to try this again, but I think for now we're going to be all right. Really? He stole something. I don't care. It's not like I have healing items or anything. All right, where are you? There you are again. Chamber 2. And she teleports away again. How many coins do I have? I still have 22 coins. I need to be using those more often. You're after me now? All right, we're doing some stuff, but this is starting to get a little ridiculous. And because of that sleep paralysis that I got put in, I'm not entirely sure I can actually do this right. But as long as I keep going this way, we should be able to do this. The key word there is should. Should. Let's go over. See if I can hit her again. I don't know where the Balron is. He's all the way up there. Why? Sleep spell. I rubbed the coin though. And I'm asleep. Come on now. No. There we go. We negate it again. Attack. And she's gone. Rub a coin. How long does it last before he starts chasing me again? Sleep spell. And then we just keep on going. This is how it's done. This is how you do it. It's impossible for me to really say how close we are to getting her, right? It just takes a few hits. And we just kind of have to hope that my HP can hold out long enough for it. I did trap most of the enemies, but there's still more that I need to deal with. That Balron is not being nice to me. But right now, the issue has been solved, but it wasn't for a while. And that might continue to bite me in the butt. But that's kind of the thing about this game. It's going to take me a while to find out. I think it's going to be close. There we go. Minax is dead. All her works shall die. You feel a strange force. It sounds like I'm being paralyzed. You have saved the universe and completed Ultima II. Seek now to conquer wicked Exodus found in Ultima III. D4P? Is that what they're going for? 3D4P? So, when you beat the game, at least in this version, it basically tells you to play Ultima III. If you are playing the Commodore 64 version, that's going to tell you to play a different game that we will talk about at some other point. I don't want to necessarily spoil that, but it's going to talk about a game that Sierra made later on. But that is the game. That is Ultima II. And that... I didn't have a single good session this entire time. This game has been a hassle to play, but we'll talk about more of that later. With the game now played, it is time to talk about how the game holds up today, but we will tackle that in the next video. I'm going to need some time to collect my thoughts, and I'm going to be talking about this one for quite a while, I am sure. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this part of Ultima II. I've been Baller Scuba. I've been joined, as always, by our champion, Baller Scuba. The champion of, like, walking between chambers and attacking once. Hope you guys have enjoyed this part. Hope you laughed. Hope you learned. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.